to our channel, Exploring It All. I'm Maracusco. Join me and my dad while we explore subscription boxes, the outdoors, gear and equipment, and other fun things and places. Before we get started, hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Ding! Thank you for watching.
Well, thank you for that amazing introduction, Miraculous Girl, and thank you everyone for joining us again here on Exploring It All. So today we're going to be looking at a April Fool's kind of situation from Uberleben. Every April 1st, well, for the last couple of years, on April 1st, Uberleben has released some crazy little, April Fool's joke kind of items that are actually useful. It's pretty cool. And last year they released, and I can't recall the name of this thing. It was called, I don't even know, but it was a little musical device. And you could actually play tunes on this. And this was pretty cool. And it was an April Fool's. They released it on April 1st. Well, this year they did it again. They released the Tender Twister. Now, I got a few of these. And actually, I'm going to say I think I got like 3. They were $8. Anyway, they did send me a couple of stickers. We have this one, and I always love the Don't Tread on Me, so this kind of has a little bit of feel of the Don't Tread on Me in that sticker. And the other one was this, because I had 2 separate orders. So, and this is the stick being feather sticked and stuff. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, they sent those items. So the Tender Twister, what was it? Now, they put out a great video. I couldn't have even come close to trying to emulate that. Maybe Palette Portraits could. I'm almost surprised I haven't seen a Palette Portraits video on this. So the Tender Twister. You can see this has a bunch of just razor blade type things in here. Very similar to the Grim Workshop blades. And then you have different size holes here. And you can get different size sticks, like a big one like this right here. And just kind of twist them in here. And they had them chucking these things into drill bits and stuff. And making different sizes. Let's go with this one here. And yeah, it works much like a pencil sharpener, just to make yourself a bunch of tinder. And as jokey as this is a great way, and as you can see, I have a bunch of different size sticks here that I used. And sometimes it's hard to get it started. These are just sticks. I'm just using sticks here. And you can always go down to the very fine ones. And you're going to get some tinder. Just keep making that tinder. And once you've got a bunch of tinder, you need to start a little fire. And how are we going to start that fire? Let's use our exclusive Battle Box Uberleben fire starter. Now you got to scrape up. I'm kind of surprised I hadn't done this already. Scrape some of the black coating off there. And so that is the Tender Twister by Uberleben. You know what? It's funny, but at the same token, it works. It creates a lot of tinder, and it burns. You know, you take your little sticks, and I used a lot of different ones here just to make a little fire. And it was kind of fun. So there is that. The Tinder Twister. Now, since we're bushcrafting here, and we're using the Uberleben Tinder Twister, I decided to take this up a notch and decided, you know what, this needs a lanyard hole. So we're using some gimlets, which I had no idea what these things were until Palette Fortress showed these to me. So big shout out to Palette Fortress here for showing me these, and I used this smaller one, and this is a kind of a bushcrafty tool. And yeah, you know, Uberleben has a sticker that says bushcraft sucks, but you know what? We're going to go with it here and see what we can do to modify this just a tad. And you know, there's a reason, and you guys are going to have to stick with me here. So we want this one. Drill this one through, make it a little bit bigger, and we're probably going to go a size up from this. But you know, if we do it one step at a time, and these are designed to kind of bore out and drill a little hole here and do all kinds of woodwork. They don't really do woodworking, I think, in school anymore. I don't know. When I was in school, we had a wood shop and stuff like that. I don't know that they do that anymore. I think it'll be alright. Probably go up all the way to the biggest one here. These gimlets. Let's ream this all out here. I don't know. Maybe we can get some paracord through that. Let's see. Alright guys, so this is what we ended up finishing up with. I went through a series of the gimlets here to make this hole. I did a little paracord. I think this is a cobra weave. I added a ferro rod striker, necklace holder striker thing here. And I was going to make it into a necklace kind of thing, but I ended up just putting it on one of these plastic carabiners. That way you can slip it on your pack or whatever. And you can hang other things off your carabiner as well, however you want to do it. I just thought it was... Now, again, this was a goof. It was a kind of a April Fool's kind of release, but it's still usable. Actual usable item, even though it's a joke. Oh, and by the way, this paracord here it's called a Paco cord, and I'll slice it open here just to show you guys. Get some of this out of here. There's a strand in here. Now this doesn't have like 50 different types of strands, but it does have this one strand that has the red in it here, and that's a fire cord. You can kind of fluff that up and use it as a fire starter. So there is that. Now this isn't a spoiler for BattleBox, although it could be, but it's not. I don't expect to see this in any subscription box. Again, this is a little one-off, but who knows? I think the little music thing is still available on Uberleben's website. I think it's great they come up with these little kind of April Fools, but is it? Kind of items. Alright guys, remember, hit like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and be nice to each other.